Division I time, Southern California Prep Insider Baseball Playoff Podcast. Tommy and Les here, ironically not in Southern Section right now, but for the first time, live and in person. We got to talk Division I playoffs. We're going to mention the games, the wildcard games. We're not going to get into them because we don't know who's going to be playing yet. But first game is going to be Oaks Christian at Valencia. They're going to play Harvard Westlake. The games we do know, JW North at Bishop Amat.
Yeah, I presume that JW North's going to go with Tony Bullard here, the Arizona commit. Big right-handed pitcher is getting some draft heat. And they're going on the road at Amat, which is a really good team, obviously. But I just think Tony Bullard, having seen both of these teams, when he's on, he really, really is good. So I'm going to go with North taking the upset here over Amat.
Yeah, and you mentioned his pitching numbers. You got to mention his hitting numbers as well. Hitting 349, 7 home runs, 25 RBIs. He's kind of the Mr. Do Everything. Amat's got their own Mr. Do Everything, and Blake Archuleta, who's hitting 387. He's got an ERA of 2.59. He'll probably pitch, but I like Bullard in this one as well. Bullard and JD Menor, sorry. Next, we got Los Alamitos at Hart.
Yeah, I'm going to go Hart. Bryce Collins has been really, really good for them here in the last few weeks, and the Arizona commit is also getting a lot of attention from MLB scouts because his velocity has ticked up. So I'm going to go Hart at home. However, ball flies out there quite a bit, so don't be surprised if we get like a 10-8 game out there.
Well, yeah, a guy who might hit it out is Cole Roeder for Hart. He's got 7 home runs already this year, hitting 392. Great stats. For the kid next, we have Mission Viejo at Cypress.
Yeah, two kind of blue bloods in Orange County here. Cypress has done a really good job. They tied for the split the Pacific League championship last week, while Mission Viejo battling in this tough South Coast League. I'd expect to see a nice little pitching matchup here. And again, playing at Cypress, ball travels out. That advantage goes to Cypress, who has a little bit more thump in their lineup, so I'm going to go with Cypress.
I'm going to go with Mission Viejo. I'll put all my trust in the Spillane brothers, both Luke and Jake. I'm going to assume Jake's going to pitch. Luke's obviously going to hit, so hopefully that works out for me. Next, we got Dana Hills at El Toro.
The funky thing here with El Toro is you don't know who they're going to pitch, right? You would expect to see Eric Tolman, but they've kind of reversed their rotation in the last few weeks, so we don't know who's going to throw, but I still think no matter who they throw that they're going to be too much for Dana Hills, who kind of limped through the season in inconsistent fashion, so I'm going to go with El Toro.
Yeah, I'll go with them as well. Tolman also at the plate, hitting 377, 3 home runs. Chase Luttrell hitting 343, 3 home runs. Next, we have Santiago at Foothill.
This is a really intriguing game because everybody's kind of written off both of these teams in their respective leagues. And obviously they're both really good with Division I players all over their roster, but I like what Santiago is doing. I think their league experience was a little bit better because of the quality of teams in their league. So I'm going to go with Santiago to go on the road and pull off the upset.
I'll go with the home team. I'm going to go with Foothill. Chad Castillo hitting 434, Kyle Ashworth hitting 403, 2 home runs. Sean Higgins probably be on the mound with a 1.99 ERA, 6-1 record. If not, it'll be Ryan Tarek with a 2.2 ERA, 6-3, but I think we'll see Higgins in this one. Next, we've got Jay Sarah at Etowanda.
Etowanda is rolling right now. They just 3-game sweep of Damien last week. They'll probably throw Marcus Johnson, their ace, going to Duke. And I would assume that Jay Sarah is going to counter with Andrew Miller, an uncommitted junior who's really, really good too. So don't be surprised if this is a low-scoring game. So it's going to come down to the offenses. And I just think with the Bardwell brothers and Cody Freeman, that Etowanda is going to have a little bit too much offensively for Jay Sarah.
I agree with you. I'm going to go with Etowanda. Another guy I want to give a shout out to, Gia Del Negro, hitting 386, 3 home runs so far this year for Etowanda. Next, we got Woodbridge at La Mirada.
This is a really intriguing game because La Mirada is making the jump to Division I, and a lot of people thought that Woodbridge should have maybe been a wild card team, so they're going to play with a little chip on their shoulders. I'd expect Jared Jones to get the start for La Mirada, and he's obviously really, really good #1 player in our 2020 state rankings, 93 to 95, and their offense is really potent. And at home, you got to go with La Mirada with those circumstances.
Yeah, I'm going to agree. Perfect 12-0 in Suburban League play. Darius Perry hitting 411 with 11 home runs. Eugene John hitting 398 with 4 home runs, and sophomore Jared Jones hitting 424 with 2 home runs. So a lot of power in the lineup. Next game we're not going to talk about. It's Notre Dame going to play at Moore Park. The winner of that will play Orange Lutheran. Game we'll talk about is Redlands East Valley at Corona.
Yeah, I really like Corona. Corona's pitching depth is probably it's up there with the top 2 or 3 teams, and their offense is really rolling right now. Rev's got some players. Caden Hobson's a really good player for them, but I think Corona just has a little bit too much. And again, these, especially in Division I, I got to go with the home team with all things being equal, but I just like Corona's chances here.
Yeah, I'll agree with you on that. Michael Flores, a sophomore, with a .39 ERA. That's kind of tough to beat. Next, we have Chaminade at Gar.
This is a really intriguing game too, because Chaminade coming out of the Michigan League, coming down to play Gar, always is scrappy and always really good. And they've got Matthew Polk, they've got a couple other players that are already committed to Division I schools, and Chaminade, of course, having Rock Reggio and a couple other Division I commits there. I just like what Chaminade is doing right now, and I think the offense, especially playing at Gar, gives them a chance to win this game on the road.
I'm going to go with Gar, 9-1 in San Gabriel League, good enough for league championship. They're ranked 41 in the state. Chaminade is actually ranked 42, so they're right next to each other. But I'm going to go with Gar just because they're home. West Ranch at Miracosta.
Yeah, having seen Miracosta and having seen West Ranch this year, I just think Miracosta is just going to be a little bit too much, especially at home. They're rolling right now. They're playing with a little bit of a chip on the shoulder, which is funny when you consider they're number 4 team in the state per our rankings. So a lot of people aren't talking about them, and they're just deep. They're talented. West Ranch also has some talent, but I just think Miracosta at home has got the leg up.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. 27-3 record, kind of intimidating, but hey, Will Chambers, 9 home runs. Cade Nickel with a 1.56 ERA, 7-2 record. They'll keep it interesting, but I think Miracosta's got this one next. Capistrano Valley at Palm Desert.
This is a really intriguing game to me because Palm Desert gets a lot of grief for not playing a lot of people in league, and Capo Valley, of course, playing in the tough South Coast League where they came in second place to El Toro. But Palm Desert at home, man, there's just something magical about that. They just seem to not lose playoff games at home, and it's a really talented team. Maxwell Shore leads the offense there. The sophomore catcher is one of the best in his class, and I just like what Palm Desert is doing, especially at home in the playoffs. I'm going to go with the Aztecs.
Yeah, they're way out there, so they're kind of a mystery for everybody, and that drive's no joke. It should be hot. I'm no meteorologist, but I'm pretty sure one team's going to be, it gets warm in Capo Valley, but Palm Desert's a whole different animal. Travis Adams with a .99 ERA, 11-0 record for the Aztecs, so we'll see. But I got Palm Desert. Servite at South Hills.
Yeah, this is the pitching matchup of the day for sure. Brandon Dieter, the Stanford commit, for South Hills, going against Christian Schufatelli, an Oregon commit for Servite. This is bound to draw a whole lot of scouts out there. So I think offense is going to be limited, which kind of helps South Hills, whose offense has been challenged throughout the season. I'm going to go with South Hills to pull out a tight one, maybe a 1-0, 2-1 game here.
Yeah, I'm going to go with South Hills as well next. And the final game we'll talk about, because the winner of this is going to play the winner of King versus Marietta Vista Marietta, who's going to play the winner, or he's going to play Huntington Beach at Huntington Beach. So last game we'll discuss, it's Newberry Park at Dos Pueblos.
I just really like what Newberry Park has on the mound here with Carson Fuller, a USC commit. I think that they've got enough on the mound and at the plate to get it done going up to Dos Pueblos and taking the win. Again, I always look at the league's strength of the league, and you can't compare, the Marmont League with the Channel Islands League. So I'm going to go with Newberry Park here.
Again, far trip. I'm going to go with Dos Pueblos. I mean, again, not the same type of schedule. Isaac Coffey hitting .417 with 8 home runs, 25 RBIs. Dylan Kelly hitting .398 with 33 RBIs. These two guys are going to have to carry them. I don't know which one's going to pitch, but they're both 9-0 on the mound with ERAs of 1.01 and 1.72 respectively. Les, we've gotten through all 3 divisions. I think my vocal coach is about to explode. Anything else you want to add?
Yeah, sit back and enjoy these playoffs because they're going to be a lot of fun, and can't wait to talk next week to see where we're at for the second round matchups. I mean, Division I especially is going to be awesome to watch.
All right, that is it. We will see you next time. Enjoy the baseball.